So here we go. Referee Liam Moore in charge. The atmosphere inside Leigh Sports Village is electric. And we're underway. Craig Hall kicking to Toronto for the first time, having starred with them last year. And these are going to be bruising early encounters, Brian Noble.
Oh, it's rugby league at its best. Story as well, and people playing, and Toronto quickly making a break down this short side play.
Play on! A juggle, and he just about keeps the ball but loses his footing, and as he's dragged towards the touchline tries to keep it alive, and the ball is back in the hands of Paddy Vai, who's back on the 30.
Well, what a start. What a start. We said it together.
He just punched me in the ribs there.
Just to wake you up. Leigh now having an experiment down the short side, so the Wolf Black exploiting a bit of a defensive frailty there on behalf of Leigh. They recover real well. Sideline into touch, rushed into touch, and now we're into the biff and baff of what we thought was going to start the game.
Brian Noble thinks he's still on the field. He literally just punched me in the ribs. He winded me there. Anyway, Leigh back in possession. Here comes Vai. Takes it towards the halfway line. Liam Hood out of dummy half. Jamie Acton, one-time Wigan Academy player, is 10 metres inside the Toronto half. It's collected by Hood again on this right-hand side. Bodine Thompson carries the ball one-handed and pops it back to Ben Crooks. And across there is Corey Patterson. They were teammates last year.
Yeah, with the shot from Patterson, and was needed, wasn't it?
Here's the 6, back with Hutchinson. Drew Hutchinson, that's a lovely kick, well flighted. It's taken by Matortia, who swung away out of the tackle, and Harrison Hansen goes over the line to score the game's first try with 1 minute and 38 seconds playing. What a start.
What a start indeed. Great start from the Centurions. Thompson on one side of the field, offloading the ball, making the movement, keep going. Short little kick from Hutchinson. Dixon has to do better there. Great strength from Matauti, you have to say though, and Harrison Hansen on his inside plops the ball down, but great kick initially. We're showing the finish here, but it was all about the build-up. Bodine Thompson with an offload on one side of the field.
Harrison Hansen gets the acclaim on the PA system, and a mighty roar from those Leigh fans behind the sticks as well. And Ben Reynolds has a chance to add a couple as well here.
Am I allowed to use the word frantic?
You can use whatever word you like.
Well, I can't, can I? Legally I can't. But frantic is the word I'm trying to say, about the start, about a break, about a recovery. And
it's not a bad coaching bench there, is it? Neil Duke's in charge, and Kieran Cunningham, the man alongside him, who this time last year was the St Helens coach in Super League.
Plenty of experience.
So here comes Reynolds with the conversion attempt. No mistake. No mistake. And it's 6 points to 0. Leigh lead.
And there's the man Matautia. Well, there's the kick from Hutchinson. Great catch from Matautia. Hickson needs to do better there and wrap him up, but he gets free, he's strong, and gets Hansen on his inside. And great start for the Centurions.
Adam Hickson, a Leigh player last year, and early in the season his coach was touting him as a possible England international with the start he made, but clearly it didn't go the way he would have wanted as the years gone on. He'll be hoping to establish a real reputation in the Toronto backline, but he won't be too happy to have a look at that again in these early stages. So the game settles a little. What was that word, frantic, that Brian Noble used?
Frantic in a good way,
yeah.
Exciting.
Toronto could have scored at one end. Leigh did score at the other. Here's Paddy Vai. He's going to be a character this season. He's looking for an offload. He's got the offload, and Liam Hood will scamper on, and he's looking to flick it away. Where's this coming down? The referee says it's been lost. Oh, here we go. Just getting a little heated. Getting rid of a bit of their frustration.
Handbags, Dave. Well, Hood's causing a bit of trouble at the start of this game. He's quick out of dummy half. He's got a bit of footwork. Throws the speculator, which was, to be honest, it wasn't to hand. So Coach Cunningham and Dukes were having a word with him about there, and then a bit of push and shove, and nothing much, is there?
No. You've been behind the scenes, obviously, in your role as director of football at Toronto. How much of these Toronto players been relishing this particular game, start of the season?
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about the hype and the backstory that you've mentioned, etc. It's a good game. Two good teams. They look forward to this game.
Paul Rowley we just saw there, the Toronto coach, of course. Adding to the league connections. Liam Moore, the referee, just having a word with the two packs. So Joe Westerman there packing down as open side prop on this occasion. He's got a bit of skill about him, hasn't he, Westerman? Showed down the years with Castleford and Hull and Warrington. This is Worthington. On that right-hand side, Hickson waits at dummy half. Lee's defence shooting off the line, and Dixon will take it in. Met by 4. So away it comes, towards the centre of the park again. Toronto looking to establish a bit of position here. Bezic, dummy half, running out, getting the pass away. Little dummy shown by Macron, the new boy. Can't slip past the unwelcoming arms of Bodine Thompson. So it'll be Hopkins who drives it in. 5 tackles gone, 1 to go here for Toronto. Looking for a quick hit back. Brayley puts the kick high in the air. That's well flighted because it's taken in the field in the goal area. But great work, and Craig Hall. No, referee says there was a foot beyond the goal line, but it looked almost like a miraculous escape there from Craig Hall.
Well, early on you can see the Lee, not experiment, but the anticipation of playing at every opportunity. It's a great ball out the back there. Craig Hall's foot on the back line, so that means ball touching goal. So here's the kick. Challenge was late, was it?
It was a good kick, wasn't it? Well flighted, perfect. Comes down. Has to be caught by Owens and knows that he's going to be carried back into his in-goal area.
The point I'm trying to make is Leah going to be expansive? They're trying to play. We saw Bodine Thompson at this end, which led to the try in relation to the offload. So they're trying to get people behind the ball and promote it.
You rather suspect that these two will be locking horns right at the end of the season as well, in terms of trying to advance their aims back into Super League from Lee's point of view, for the first time into Super League from Toronto's point of view. But these early exchanges on a chilly day in February, right at the start of the season, living up to early expectations. Hopkins again. Keep your eyes out, by the way. Derek Beaumont, the Lee owner, just tickling our fancies, saying that 15 minutes before half-time in this game, something will happen here. And he's not told us what, he's not said what exactly, but something will happen 15 minutes before half-time. We'll watch out for that. Corey Patterson has played it, back it comes now. Here's Macron across the line, gets the pass away. Step back on the inside from Dixon, who's put down. It's Briley again, who tries to put the grubber kick in. It's caught on the full. Lee had it back again, close to their own line. Well defended.
Well, it's the right place to finish a set, but not the best execution on the kick, straight into the lead defender's hands, but full credit to Lee. There you see that expansion again, the preparedness to any part of the field to offload the ball.
It's easy on the eye. It'll attract a lot of neutrals, and it'll be entertaining the Lee faithful if they keep this up throughout the season. Lee find themselves where Owens on the 30-metre mark. Across it comes to this right-hand side. Bodine Thompson's flick away. Crooks looks back on the inside again. Liam Kay tugging at his shirt, and 2 of his teammates help make that tackle complete. Penalty. Penalty for Lee. Too much going on after the tackle was complete. Three of them hanging on. And from the referee's point of view, hanging on too long.
Tough call, I thought. He's on his back as the lead offensive player. Hasn't run the right to play the ball quickly. The hands in the ruck according to the referee.
Bodine Thompson inside the 40, inside the Toronto half. Liam Hood out of dummy half. Here comes Paddy Vai again. In the pre-season games, he's been causing quite a stir amongst the Lee supporters.
He's a big thing, isn't he?
Ex-Gold Coast, he's signed another on debut. Now it's with Craig Hall, who gets the pass away. There's another try coming here in the shape of Matty Dawson. to touchdown. They've opened them up on the left. They've opened them up on the right. 9 minutes played. Lee have their second of the afternoon and lead 10-0.
Well played, Lee. Well played, Craig Hall. Goes into the line and gets his hands free and releases Matautia and Matty Dawson to finish the play. Here's the play, Hood. Reynolds goes up the line. This is the game breaker. Liam Kay trying to come in to close the play down. Hands and in the corner.
Matty Dawson-Jones, as we must call him these days. He's recently got married and he's taken on his wife's name as well. It's a trend that started with Robbie Hunter-Paul. Now we've got Matty Dawson-Jones, and he'll love that moment. 10-0.
Well, great start from the League club. 2 attacking opportunities and 2 finishes.
What's going through his mind at the moment, Paul Rowley?
Just get into the game. 15 minutes gone. A little bit frantic. Come to terms, and the message out. Lee playing a little bit of offload and second phase football. Stay up, kill the ball. Certainly communicate with each other on the fringes.
Well, this is the kind of start that we got used to seeing Toronto producing last year in League One, but this is a step up. Not that it should take any of those Toronto players by surprise. They've all played at least at this level. Many of them in Super League and the NRL as well. Here comes Reynolds, who curls it in and puts his second attempt between the upright as well. 2 out of 2, 12-0. It's a really impressive start here by Lee.
Yep. Craig Hall getting on the outside of Nick Rowstone, and then it's just about a 2-on-1.
It was the heartbreak of the £1 million game that saw Lee relegated last year, their last match here, the last competitive match here at Lee Sports Village. And for all the gloom and doom around that day, there's a real emerging brightness about the club since. With a new determination, a renewed determination to get themselves back up there. Here comes Acton. It's up to Toronto to try and produce a few clouds for the home side. Jordan Thompson.
Just tough player, isn't he, Jordan Thompson? The whole club, previous to that, Castleford, and he was 100% every time.
He's an old teammate of Joe Westerman on the other side, wasn't he? Played both with Joe, both at Castleford and Hull, so they'll know each other's game inside out. Here's Vai. Paddy Vai. Down he goes. Back it comes. 6 tackle. Kick is high and hanging. Who's going to put their name on this? It's a Lee Hander, gets back to it, and it's picked up here from Reynolds, who puts the kick and chase on. It's been chased back by Hickson, and all he can do is safety first, carry it out of play and concede the drop. They've created something out of nothing there.
Well, everything's going for them. They've been very conservative in their exit set, so they're rucking the ball out and then they throw the ball up and they get the ball back, and Reynolds is there, and Hickson does well to run him off the ball in the end, but has to play the ball out. Another set of 6 for this Lee team.
Leo Lee goes up the chant. Drop up underneath the sticks. Here comes the drop up. So back comes Acton to drive it in. What's happened here? Oh, there's a bit of heat.
Well, Acton dropped the ball and got up, and I'm sure somebody's had a word in his shell like and thought, oh, look after the ball, mate. And he said, go away.
So head and feed here for Toronto, and a chance for them to clear their lines, trailing as they do by 12 points to 0 in these early stages. Liam Kay, rattle. Big effort coming in. Pressing out at only half again, and Toronto trying to advance their cause downfield. Adam Sidlow's on the field from the interchange bench. One-handed pick-up, too much again going on in the tackle. Penalty for Toronto.
Well played, Adam Sidlow. Fought like mad to try and get the quick play of the ball to get his team rolling forward after a decent hit. Thoroughly deserved the penalty there.
So they're looking for touch here. The referee just having a word with all concerned. And Briley will find touch. So Toronto start from here, trailing by those 2 quick-fire tries and needing to establish themselves here. Get themselves back on the front foot if they can. Bezic again. The old redoubtable out of dummy half. Inside for Sidlow to drive it 20 metres away. Bezic stands and waits, watchful. Now it comes left to Hopkins. Enjoyed his time here at Lee down the years. 15 away. Slammed forward, the offload from Sidlow. It's kept alive. Macron with a pass that was very loose. Well, a Lee hand on there.
That's knock on from Lee.
Picked up again. The referee says first
one.
I think it was a forward pass. I think he's decided the first one was a forward pass. The second one was a Lee knock on. There's a loose pass here from Macron.
Well, that's back. There's a knock on from Lee.
It's a difficult angle to view it from, but the referee's deciding that it is Lee's head and feed. So here they come. Toronto looking for a big set in defence here if they can. That would lift their spirits. Hutchinson put down. Now they move it towards the left, and Harrison Hansen, he's lost it, but it was stolen. The referee has given the penalty for Lee. So a chance to clear their lines again here. What do you reckon?
Have a look. Can't see from that angle.
No.
The referee's adjudicated it, and that's what the decision is.
So out it comes from Reynolds with a kick to touch. But we'll see Lee start again on the halfway line with a tap restart, and Hansen thundering forward, but well met. 3 there in black. Smart kit, by the way, the Toronto kit. We're loving that. This is Vaivai. Got a bit of pace about him, we're led to believe, Paddy Vaivai. If he can make a break, it might be hard to stop him. It's tough enough just to stop him when he's running at you, never mind when he's run already past you. This is Craig Hall.
Yeah, he dropped that.
Yeah, knock on. He's done his old team a bit of a favour, not with any intentions of doing that, but Toronto get a bit of light relief here. Head and feet for them. Championship already underway, by the way, this weekend. Dewsbury had a victory against Sheffield, close game. I think that was Friday night. And
2018,
Toulouse,
wasn't it?
2018. And Toulouse beat Swinton yesterday, didn't they? In France, relatively comfortably. So the rest of the games, or most of the games being played today. The game at Rochdale has been postponed. But all the championship teams otherwise getting themselves up and running.
The lead team have certainly got a little bit of line speed about themselves. They'll be happy, coach will be happy with that.
Into the line comes the fullback, Guy, who's dragged down just short of the halfway line. Collected here by Kay, back towards the middle again, and Emmett pounding in just inside Lee territory. Bezic. It's Macron back to Brierley, who tries to create a bit of space there for the half break of Dixon. One-handed pickup, taken forward again by Sidlow. Bowls it back here for Bezic. Testing them again. 5 gone. Here comes the last. What do Toronto do here? Brierley out. Westerman flicks it back. Macron has to put the kick in. It's been chased hard. There's a little bit of confusion there. Ben Crooks does get it eventually for Lee, but he will concede the dropout underneath the sticks.
Great finish to the end of the set for the Wolfpack. A little bit of pressure, under a bit of pressure now, Lee, but you have to say they're looking relatively strong defensively. They've got people in faces. It's hard to find any space for this Toronto team. They keep trying to find that space that they'll need to open this Lee defence. They look vigorous.
So 12-0. Early stages. Electrifying start to the game. Toronto making an attack, didn't quite come off. Lee going the other end and scoring through Harrison Hansen ultimately, and Matty Dawson-Jones getting over there as well. But it has settled a little here. How long played? 18 and a half. So an awful long way to go. Here's Emmett, who's in and down. Bezic. comes to this left-hand side. Westerman again. Trying to use his teammates as a foil. Bezic quickly up there again. McCrone puts it back. Quentin Gagai is through the gap and I think has scored it. No, he's held up. He's held up over the line. We saw the best of QLT with that mercurial style of his, but we also saw some very good Lee defending to deny him the try having got there.
Well, he thinks he's got it down, and clearly no screen here, so you have to go on the referee's call. He was in a good position, the referee.
So here we go again. Westerman. Well, there was a bit of a pass and a hope there. Briley's done well to catch it and then puts a very good kick into that in-goal area. Hall has done terrifically to get out of there, and Lee start to their relief 10 yards out.
Yeah, he managed to clear his lines there. Great positioning from Hall in relation to cleaning the kick up. Manufactured kick, you have to say, from Briley, because he was under pressure. Good kick.
So Lee carrying it forward. Toronto have shown signs there that they have a sting in the tail. This crowd here silenced just a little, absorbing what they're watching. Really good contest between two high-quality teams. Mills with a long pass, that was ambitious. Crooks will kick it from a standing start. Again, there's no one really putting a name on that, and well, somehow Westerman has it back. There's a bit of fortune there, and coming sliding onto it was Kay, hoping for the pass, but Westerman couldn't get it out.
Well, somebody needs to clean those balls up either way. It creates opportunities though when the ball bounces. Who knows? Gosh.
Big hit on Kay. Here's Bezic. Emmett, such a big worker down the middle. Get up and plays it. Now it comes to Sidlow, just inside the 30.
He's been good since he came on, Sidlow.
Here's Westerman. He's had a heavy involvement. Bezic again. It's with McCrone. McCrone trying to make things tick. Quentin Gagai had one chance and puts a kick towards the corner. And this time Matty Dawson-Jones decides it might have been going out of play, but he took the safety option.
He was running back, didn't have any vision of what was behind him. For all intents and purposes, he's got a black jumper on his shirt, so he has to play it. Unless he gets a great call from his full-back, he has to play that ball.
Who knows with the bounce of the ball where he could go. So he did the safety thing. I think his coach would be reasonably content with that. And even if he'd not carried it out, getting out would have been difficult. Here we come. Drop out underneath the sticks. Craig Hall takes his time. He helped himself to a massive points last year, didn't he? Both with kicks and tries, Craig Hall. So Gagai with a collect. Here comes Sidlow. Bezic still out there. Might not do as many minutes this year, Bob Bezic. Still do a lot, but not as many as last year with the signing of Andy Ackers from London.
Because he's a great player in his own right and pushing his way off the bench with a bit of explosion that he has. I'm sure that's the hopes and aspirations.
A half break made. Toronto 15 away. Bezic again. Westerman to his left, who cuts back towards that right-hand side. Gathering defenders as he goes. So 5 away. Bezic marching up there. 12-0 Lee lead, but Toronto with an opportunity, and they have a penalty here. So effectively another set of 6. Lee's defence get a chance to get some breath back and reorganise on the line.
Well, they're getting plenty of practice with the penalty and the repeat set.
Bezic's tap. Maguire. Sidlow slips through and scores. And a little bit of an embarrassment there for Liam Hood, because he ran right over the top of him, did Adam Sidlow, underneath the sticks, and Toronto's season is up and running.
Well, he's been brilliant off the bench, Adam Sidlow. Changed the prospects of this Toronto team, taking the team forward, finding selective players, and this is just get out of my way. Josh McCrone, Sidlow, picks out Liam Hood. Bang. That's big man against little man, and he does his job.
Terrific.
Nathan Mason as well, and Liam Hood, and whoosh. Great carry, great strength.
Well, I think he enjoyed that. I think he enjoyed that moment. Adam Sidlow. And some glory with Salford and Bradford down the years. And Paul Rowley will be feeling a little more settled into it now as well. Doesn't give much away, does he?
Yeah, but they've got them, neither coach does, and nor should you. You've got to think for 34 players out there, and the two of them respectively got to think for 17 each and recognise what's going on, and they've ground their way back into the game there. The Wolfpack, the brilliant start from the Centurions. They were on fire with their new signings, Thompson on the other side, Matautia, adding to what they've got, and so they've had to work hard to get back into the game.
So Briley just settles in, and over he goes. 6 points Toronto have on the board, 12 for Lee, 6 for Toronto, and we've still got about 15-16 minutes of this first half remaining, and there's only one score in it thanks to that moment from Adam Sidley.
Yeah, it was a good carry. Nelson and Hood, they'll know themselves. They'll be thinking there, they should have got a little bit more in front of them.
Lee crowd. Ryan Briley's just kicked the goal, his name's come under the PA system, and once upon a time they would have loved that, but the chance of who are you, when Ryan Briley's name was announced on the PA system. He was once the golden boy of the Lee Centurions. I think it's safe to say not anymore, which is what happens whenever a player leaves a club and joins another. Very often fans quickly forget what they did do, and they take on that pantomime villain's role.
Widow Twanky, that's his new name.
Twanky. He couldn't run as quick though, could he?
Was he a villain? I can't remember if he was a goodie or a baddie.
Widow Twanky. They're always goodies, aren't they, the Dames? Anyway, here we go. QLT, pass away. Good hands, Rawstorm. The lad who's here from Hull. A couple of splashes with Hull FC last season. Liam Kay carries out from dummy half, 25 metres away. They've covered some distance here on this set after the try. They're within 25 out. And sixth tattle is the next. Briley keeps it alive, and Andrew Dixon with an acrobatic loss of the ball, and so Lee suddenly have an opportunity to bring it free. And Owens is put down 25.
Well, there's some good stuff out there, isn't there? Expansion on the last play, running the football. Maybe one pass more needed there for the Wolfpack. Pass for Lee as well.
So forward it's brought towards that 30-metre mark. So having a look across there, Jamie Acton is on the sidelines for Lee, because though he might be in a little bit of strife at the moment. In the meantime, Lee are up towards the halfway line, and the touch judge is on from the far side, because he's seen a little more physicality than we have the right to expect in that challenge, he might say, and it's led to a few more handbags being exchanged by the big fellas in the middle. Smiles all round. Atmosphere builds a little on the back of a little bit of...
Where's that? That's that John Wayne film, isn't it? The Natives Are Restless.
Is it?
I think so, yeah. I don't think it's called that. I think he's used that line. I've seen here.
What's he given this for? Is that for the shoulder charge, maybe, of Hickson? Is that what he's thinking about?
I don't know what he's doing there. Is it a shoulder charge or a high tackle or a slap there as well?
Some experience on the officials there as well. Robert Hicks, one of the touch judges, who's refereed at the very highest level for a good many years. Here comes a card. Who's it for? Yellow card. And off goes Adam Hickson, who came into that tackle as it was being completed, and he is sin-binned on the word of the touch judges. So Toronto are down to 12 men for the next 10 minutes.
That'll be interesting to see this. Can we see what's happening?
I think it was just in... Oh, there's a hand there. He got slapped in the face, but I think there was something happened just before we joined that replay. He might have come in with a shoulder. There might have been a hand on the floor. If we're just explaining to the two skippers what he's given and why he's given it. Swinging arm is what we're being told, so have a look at this.
High tackle, swinging arm.
Here he comes. There it's the swinging arm there. That's what he's been sinned in for.
Yeah, that's a penalty.
So Lee with a man advantage and possession inside their opponent's half. For the next 10 minutes it'll be 13 against 12. And Lee will be looking to take full advantage of that. Out from dummy half, it's taken by Mortimer, who's on the field, the Australian. Toronto's defence stiffening up. Hansen puts it back to the middle. Nathan Mason, on loan from the Huddersfield Giants from the Super League, is ready here, but it's gone behind him. Kept alive, looking towards his right-hand side. They've got an overlap with that extra man. Matty Dawson-Jones comes back to the middle. Referee's already given a penalty. Referee's already given a penalty to Lee. Just needs to calm down a little this at the moment.
Who, the referee?
Everybody. Tap restart for Lee, 10 metres out. Jordan Thompson, first man to put his hand up and take it in. Lee fans getting involved, trying to give their side an even bigger lift here. It's shuffled to the right-hand side. Bodine Thompson's put down. Mortimer out of dummy half there, beseeching the referee for another penalty. Hall wrapped up by Kay. Still a couple of yards out. Mortimer again comes back to the middle. Reynolds offering it to several, looking who might want to run. And that Toronto defence comes out again. Remains tight. It's Mortimer. It's back into the hands of Hutchinson, who can't get the pass away, and that was tackle 5. Here's the last. Mortimer again, little dummy on the 6th tackle, tries to sneak his way over from dummy half. Not sure that was the smartest play.
Well, smart attacking relations. They're trying to move the numbers around in the black jumpers, but I have to say, great defence from Toronto.
Well, he's handed over, and again, it's not a bad place to finish your set if you're not going to score. Next best thing is make it as hard as possible for the opponents to get out of trouble. 6 tackles here for Toronto to try and batter their way downfield. Is that Buchanan?
It is.
Gets up and plays it. They're looking for some of these tough men down the middle to try and make as much yards as they can. Westerman gets up and plays the ball as well. Lee defence coming out quickly, good offloading. Has seen Buchanan involved again and has sneaked Toronto an extra 5 yards. From that right-hand side is Dixon. Lifted up and twisted round, trying to disorientate. Bezic goes out of dummy half. Fancied there was a man in an offside position. Great experience from the
smart player, Bob Bezic. He played for that, saw that he was offside, late back on the retreat for the lead team, buys his team some breathing time after they're defending their own line. Smart player, Bob Bezic.
So for all the hard labour, Toronto now find themselves with a set starting in their opponent's half. Lee will be kicking themselves. It's Buchanan, as we said, signed from Witness just a short time ago. Quick play the ball. Bezic again has got a penalty. Man in the way behind the rock. And Toronto get a back-to-back penalty, this time only 20 metres away. And from where they started, this is not a bad position they found themselves in.
Yeah, and a lot of people will be asking why didn't take the pop-up goal. Well, trying to chew the clock down, be at the right end of the field to do your defending if you have to here, and the opportunity to score. They look confident here.
Buchanan put down. Bezic at dummy half. He's won 2 penalties for his side. Let's put them in this position. Here it comes with Macron and out to QLT, who puts the step on and obstruction. Toronto man run behind his own man. So Lee get a relieving penalty here.
Kind of puts the pressure back on them, keep the ball. Let's have a look. Yeah, adjudicated that Corey Patterson has bumped the lead defender off.
So Lee up towards the halfway line again. Nathan Mason, as we said, a season-long loan from Huddersfield. Nathan Mason, adding to the Super League experience in the Lee ranks. They had a parachute payment, Lee, when they got relegated last year, which has given them that kind of lift. I know their owner Derek Bowman puts a lot of money into the club anyway, but it's just given them that extra lift to equip themselves for a real challenge to get back to Super League. They find themselves on the 6th tackle here. Jordan Thompson puts it back. Little dinked, measured kick, and Kay has to come out quickly, which he does. And rescues it, and his feet go in the air, and as soon as that happens, that has to be a penalty. And again, Lee guilty of losing position because of their own lack of discipline here.
Well, Kay does well initially on the pickup because it's a great little kick and somebody has to field it. Liam Kay puts his hands up, fields it on the half volley. Ben Crooks then not allowed to take the legs, for our viewers, they're not allowed to take the legs beyond the 90 degrees, beyond the horizontal.
So it has lifted Lee, give them a chance to get back downfield again. Here's Kay on this left-hand side. Bezic. How long we're played now? 33 minutes. Still going well is Bob Bezic. Next to his right-hand side, well, Westerman is waiting here. Joe Westerman has the ability to carry that ball in, but does things like that. Good hands on him. And now McCrone with a little dummy and evades Crooks. And that is possibly taken around the head from Matty Dawson-Jones. Referee says play on. And again, there's a man in the ruck, Dawson-Jones, so a penalty again here for Toronto. Is there a different mindset now with kicking for goal?
Well, no, I'd still run the clock down myself and have a crack.
The lead player said something out of turn as well, so instead of the penalty being there, about 12 metres away from the line, it's 10 metres further down. Here's Sidlow. So that's tackle one, 5 to go. Toronto, who find themselves 12-0 down after 9 minutes, have a chance here to create something that would give them back parity again as Westerman's held up underneath the sticks. Bezic looks to his left and sees that Buchanan is there. He hurls it behind him. McCrone with a pass away. QLT steps away. Great pass from him. Liam Kay looking to finish, and Liam Kay has finished. There was a desperation about Lee's defence as it came rushing across, but there was a real assuredness to Toronto's handling that has seen Kay score in the corner.
Well, the 12 men create an opportunity. It's down to QLT because McCrone gets the ball out here and he skips past his defender, takes the line there, frees Rawsthorne, and then he's got to beat his man one-on-one. The sliding defence coming across at pace. He comes off his left foot, Liam Kay, and finishes. But QLT gets the ball out there brilliantly well in relation to freeing up Liam Kay for the finish. Still has to be finished, mine. Early ball from Rawsthorne and good finish.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Toronto have settled to the task now. After that opening exchange in the opening 9 minutes.
Well, they had that 10-minute period and that 10-minute start from Lee, you thought, wow, good flash, balls all over the place, and now game truly, well and truly on.
And to remind you, Toronto are still down to 12 men at the moment. Gibson still in the sin bin. Briley just settling himself to the task here. One or two kind of shivering reminders of that £1 million game here for Lee when they set up at a pace against Catalan and looked as though they were going to be okay and comfortable, and then gave penalties away that allowed Catalan back into the game. There's not many survivors from that match in this team, but I'm sure people watching on, the fans watching on, will just think, is it a case of here we go again? Riley's missed it, 12-10, 2 points in it. 4 minutes left to play in this first half. Brian Noble.
Yeah, it's been a good first half. QLT and Rawsthorne do really well there. Still needs to be finished, as we said, from Kay, and 12 men down, it shows a potent offensive threat.
Here comes Craig Hall with a restart. Sends it high in the air. I think his brother-in-law's here today watching on. Lee Brewers, I think I saw on social media that Lee was going to be here.
Great fella, Lee.
Good player.
Wasn't a bad player, was he?
Good player. He's involved with the England kids these days, isn't he, Lee Brewers? Is he still coaching the England, one of the England academy teams?
Yeah, and he's still at Warrington, isn't he?
Yeah. Bob Bezic losing his way past the 30-metre mark. Here comes Corey Patterson, the Australian. He can throw a punch, can Corey Patterson. in the controlled environment of the boxing ring. He's a decent professional boxer as well. Oh, that was good hands from Westerman to actually keep that ball off the floor and get the pass away. And here comes QLT. Now it's Dixon on that far side, looking to cut back towards the middle, and the ball goes out of play. Hickson not long back on the field from the sin bin.
Well, maybe an element of patience required there. Offload football. QLT gets free, goes out to the chase by the big fella in the middle. Gets to the sideline. Dixon gets there. Worthington gets there. Doesn't want to be dragged into touch and runs out of space.
QLT's looked bright so far in this game, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Rolling back the years. Is he now 33, 34?
I don't think he's that old.
Pardon?
I think he's that old.
Is he not that old?
He's a bit ageist there, David.
Exactly how old he is in just a second. He's 33. He celebrated his 33rd birthday on the 1st of December of last year.
So he's just gone 33.
Yeah, just 33. For us, Brian, that's very young.
Depends on your mental age.
I'll refer my honourable friend to the question and answer I've just given. For us, that's very young. Here's Vaiva.
Good carry from Vaiva.
He's going to have a season. He's going to be a
he's
fan's favourite.
going to be popular with these league supporters.
Hop and a skip by Bodine Thompson, who's another who brings a great deal. We've got tackles in the bag. This is Reynolds, but it's a penalty again given before Reynolds can get in his stride.
The late call, I think, came from Robert Hicks.
Touch judge on this near side. Well, there's less than a minute of this first half remaining. It's not the official clock, by the way. We have to keep reminding you there will be added time. So when it ticks to 14, you're screaming at the telly why they're not blowing the hooter. It's because it's not the official clock. That's since the game kicked off, but the referee has got time to add on as well via the timekeepers. Here's Jordan Thompson, held up 10 metres away. Mortimer comes to that left-hand side. Little slip though by Hutchinson. Stymied Lee's ambitions. Pitch here, as ever, is fantastic, by the way. Vai again. Whenever you come to Lee, you know you're going to see green velvet out there. It's a great, great field. Now it's towards the middle. This is Reynolds, runs into trouble on tackle 5. Toronto have held out this far, but they've given a penalty away right at the end of the set. It gives Lee another 6 tackles. And although the clock's ticked down beyond 40, we're expecting at least 4 or 5 minutes of added time at the end of this first half.
Yeah, let's see what the penalty's for. Referee's called him off. Yes, interference from somebody on the floor there.
Robert Hicks, the touch judge, is on to have a word with Mr. Moore. Who's he bringing out here? He's having a word with Ben Reynolds. And he's having a word with Corey Patterson as well, I think. The penalty stays with Lee. They take the tap 10 metres out. Here comes Jordan Thompson in the first instance. Wants to get up and play it, and he does, and back it comes. Mortimer. Is that Reynolds who's trying to slip through, but can't quite. So 2 tackles gone, 4 to go. Mortimer again. Nathan Mason slamming his way in. Toronto's defenders hustling around and dragging him back. The ball's come out, and the referee says it was stolen. So another set of 6, the tap. Bodine Thompson wanted to take it quickly. Referee says, oh no, you don't. Wait till I'm in position. Now they can take it. But 6 more tackles here. A 3rd repeat set for Lee, right on the Toronto line. You can hear that defence creaking at the moment, but it has just earned itself a reprieve. The ball bounces off the head of Vai. I think there was an offside in there as well, and it's a penalty for Toronto.
Well, 2 things. Lee could sniff blood. Wow, it's clean bowled him. Middle wicket, right in the middle. That's got to hurt. Vai, wow, he's tough. Anyway, he's been clean bowled there, and it's not the end to the set that Lee wanted. It's let the Wolf back on the hook. They were smelling blood, they were smelling a try, they were smelling some excitement. But you have to take your hats off to this Toronto defence. They were as vigorous as well, which led to that error.
Why, oh why, Vi. His name lends himself to so many things, doesn't he? Vi. He's going to score a couple of tries.
Vi, Delilah.
Try, Vi. Anyway, he's going to be a character. We look forward to watching him for the rest of the season. Here's
characters.
We love characters. Here's Bezic at dummy half. Collects from the feet of Jack Bussey. Great to see him on the field as well. That scare he had last year with the thyroid cancer, of course, Jack. But he's a very popular lad, isn't he, amongst the Toronto players? Briley with a pass away. The Wolfpack looking to get themselves much further downfield than this. They're on the sixth tackle here. So McCrone is given the opportunity of putting the kick high. Ben Crooks is underneath it. He catches it. And he's advanced towards. He's done well here, though, Ben Crooks, to evade the first couple of tackles. And then Buchanan is there, a rather solid black wall in front of him. And we know that if Ben Crooks is here, there'll be some certainty that his dad, Lee Crooks, will be watching on somewhere as well. He kind of smuggles himself into grounds, Lee Crooks, to watch his son play. He's another one of the greats of yesteryear. Matortia keeps it alive. Good work by Lee. Mortimer up and plays. A chance to spring themselves forward here. Oh, that's a great offload, but suddenly has Reynolds dashing. Matortia doing well. They want a penalty. They're not going to get one. Mortimer goes left again. There's a dummy back towards the middle. Tackle 5.
Well, Tauti looks like a hand he played, doesn't he? The offload there before.
Penalty, is it? No, it's a penalty for Toronto. They were baying for blood, the Leaf fans. They thought there was a hanging on there, but the referees decided that if there was an offence, it was the other way. So we're not far away from the final hooter here. Let's have a look at this. I think he's given it there for just grabbing hold of his leg. I'm not sure what he's given it for. Anyway, he gave it.
He was saying that Hutchinson grabbed hold of his leg, so he couldn't clear the ruck.
Bezic, flat pass. They think it was forward. It's taken a Lee touch. That's a knock-on. Yep, a Lee player played at that, so it's going to be Toronto's head and feet here. There can't be long left now. The Lee fans with a bit of a groan when they see the decision has gone against their side. The referee stops the clock, so there'll be time for at least one more play.
It was the right call. The Lee player knocked it down. Good game, hasn't it?
It's been a cracking game. It's what we expected. Neil Jukes, Kieran Cunningham on the sidelines. Watching on nervously. They know how much this means. It's a long season. It's, as Brian's often fond of saying, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But they wouldn't mind starting with a bang here. So it'll be a kick by McCrone coming towards the end of the set. It should be dealt with easily enough by Dawson Jones. He has. He's got himself out of that in-goal area and just momentarily threatened to possibly go 100 yards. But suddenly Toronto defenders surrounded him and made that tackle. And that is the way it finishes. Great start to the match by Lee. 12-0 they led early stages thanks to Hansen and Dawson Jones tries. But the Wolfpack hitting back with Sidlow and Kay both scoring. 12 points to 10. The halfway mark reached. We're going to be hearing from one of those combatants in just a moment, but good first half there, Brian Noble.
Terrific first half of championship football, top of the table championship football, even though it's only game 1. Both sides showing their ways. As you quite rightly say, Lee off to a flyer, and the Wolfpack clawing their way back into the game.
So good game, and everybody can settle back and look forward to what should be a terrific second half. Let's get a bit of insight into what happened in that first half. Andrew Dixon is having a chat here with Matt Shaw.
Andrew, Lee came flying out of the box, but you managed to steady the ship there. How pleased are you with that first half performance?
Yeah, you know, we did quite a few things right, but then we did quite a few things wrong, so I'm sure we'll fix it up now in changing room and see how we go second half.
What went wrong in that first 10-minute period that saw Lee score 2 tries?
Oh, I think just a bit of getting in the arm wrestle first off and hopefully get into that second half and see how we go.
What do you need to do better in the second half to make sure you win this game?
I think just to go as we're going in at second 20, we were doing all right, let's just see how we go.
And beyond that, what more can you do in the middle of the field, because Lee are really trying to take the game to you there?
Yeah, tough team, and you know, we're just going to see how we go in second half. Hopefully, we do a bit of balance, see what the result is.
Thanks, Andrew.
So thanks to Andrew Dixon. Good game, as somebody once said. Half time, it's Lee 12, Toronto 10.
Watch BBL basketball live and free every week. That's his spot. Sheffield Sharks versus Leicester Riders.
Oh, inside and then out.
Live Friday night on Free Sports.
How many hotels does Trivago compare? 1,000? 10,000? 100,000? 300,000? 500,000? 700,000? Trivago now compares prices from more than 1 million hotels to find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Good morning. Can I help you?
We're here to switch banks.
Let's grab a seat.
Our old bank in Bedrock is okay, but they're still living in the Stone Age.
Well, the good news is we give you £125 when you switch your current account to us.
Well, that sounds great.
Any idea what you'll spend your £125 on?
I've got it. Something to improve the performance of my car. That's better.
With Anadin, you might ask, what sore back? What pounding head? What dodgy knee? Stiff neck? Aching joints? What strain? What pull? What twist? What pain? Get effective pain relief with Anadin Extra. Long-lasting with joint pain and fast relief with Ultra. Anadin. Stronger than pain.
Every Saturday in February, there's a chance to win an extra £25,000 with the Health Lottery raffle. Play now for just £1.
Let's talk breakdown cover. Now, there's some stuff you should know. Unlike the AA, we won't charge you extra if you need specialist lifting equipment to get you out of here, there, or this. Yep, they're extras. At Green Flag, we've put an end to all that. With our smart network, you get award-winning breakdown cover that covers you when you break down. We'll even half your AA or RAC renewal quote. Green Flag, common sense to the rescue.
What would you do if you were in an emergency and you needed cash?
I don't know.
Panic.
Right?
What would you do?
Well, I personally would go to Cash Lady.
I'm here to photograph someone very special. I've had a tip-off. She's coming out the stage door. Great, no one else is here. Oh, get back.
Hey, how was the show tonight, Chloe?
Hey.
Give us a smile.
Hey.
Oh,
No photo.
looking gorgeous.
Go, get down. Let's have a look. She's not normally as feisty as that. Oh, that's a lovely expression. Vintage Chloe. Timeless. Love that one. So happy with that.
Anything I can do, baby.
You keep finding new finish lines. We keep helping you cross them.
When you're a statue, you always know where you stand. Just like Hastings Direct car insurance customers. They get straightforward benefits as standard. And we're here on our 24-hour UK claims line. So Britain can depend on us, come rain or shine. That's great value car insurance that won't leave you out in the cold. To find out more, search Hastings Direct.
Dear predictable SUV, you are just technique. I am, above all, performance. You are the exaltation of reason. I am, above all, the balance between mechanics and emotion. You are monotony. I am Stelvio. More than an SUV, an Alfa Romeo.
Our players are what make Tombola Britain's biggest bingo site. That and our unique games, and being able to play from 2p a ticket. There are the jackpots of up to £20,000, but for us, it's the players. Oh, and the fun. Come join the fun, online or download from the App Store or Google Play.
And the hooter works, as you can hear. And we're ready for the second half to get underway. Just the 2 points in it. 2 early tries for Lee, 2 later tries for Toronto. It's not quite all square, but it's as near as damn it. 12 points to 10 to the home team. There's a match to be won here. There's a reputation to be enhanced. One side or the other. Who's it going to be as this thunderous second half gets underway?
Great start to the second half. Reckless carry.
You don't want to be in the way of those, do you? Nathan Mason, that was again. Or Nathan, as you just called him.
Well, I didn't in the end. You corrected me, didn't you? I was going to call him Nathan.
So familiar
Which
with
is
all
his
these
name.
players. Here's Harrison. Harrison Hansen. Up towards the 40-metre mark. Lee with Mortimer out of dummy half. It's lobbed back in for Jordan Thompson. 2 Thompsons on the field for Lee. Bodine, the ex-New Zealand Warriors player, and Jordan, the ex-Hull and Castleford player. And there's an offload from Vaivai out of the tackle, and suddenly they're going right. And here's Crooks, who's got a bit of support out there. Dawson Jones after it with a kick. It's a comfortable bounce that causes problems for the fullback Lola Tagagai, and he's given up possession back to Lee again here in Bodine Thompson. It's taken in by Nathan Mason, 10 metres away.
Carbon copy of the first half. Letting balls bounce, tricky kick through. Result for Lee. They'll be looking to capitalise.
Mortimer goes right. Crooks is going to be held up. Tries to get the ball away, and the tackling comes across to block the path of Dawson Jones, and it'll be Toronto's head and feet at the scrum.
Well, good defence, you have to say. And Crooks chancing his arm, trying to get Dawson Jones free, and good awareness from the Toronto defence again. Both teams trying to exploit, maybe find the extra pass down the short side, but it hasn't come off yet for either side.
So they can take a bit of a breath here. Right at the start, 1 or 2 aching bodies already. Just give us an insight into, you know, all the pre-season training that goes on, but there's nothing like playing a game. What is the mental state of these players at the moment, having played in that first 40 minutes? The tiredness, the fatigue.
They'll be fine, yeah. Of course there's that element of fatigue that comes with actually the physical contact of a game of rugby league, and for many of the players that'll be their first, it's full-on effort. And so as this second half progresses, I think the fatigue will kick in. Remember, they've had a rest at half-time.
Looking to establish a position here, Toronto, in the early stages. Buchanan gets to his feet and plays the ball. Bussey shows it, takes it in hard again. Still has a scar on his neck from that thyroid scare. Collected out of dummy half by Bezic, who's bouncing away from a couple here and has taken his team just inside Lee's half. The next is the last. QLT, dummy half. Skips it left. And Crone with a kick towards the corner. That's a difficult bounce. Paul's taken it well enough. He's going no further than the 10-metre line, because that's where the tackling comes in. It's Crooks. Lee looking to step it up. The fans are getting right behind them, but Toronto's defence here just takes on an extra effort. They realise they've got their opponents pinned where they don't want to be. 3 tackles gone inside their own 20. Harrison Hansen puts some muscle into it, trying to smash his way out of trouble, take his side downfield. Now it's to this left-hand side. It's the big fella Vaivai who carries it well, but dragged to the ground.
It's a handful, isn't he, Vaivai? Tough carries there from the Lee forwards.
6 tackle, well, they're going wide on the 6. I'm not sure that was planned, but look how it's turned out. Terrific. Mortimer on the chase, puts the kick on. It's Higson who gets a hand to it. He's knocked it backwards and Kay collects it.
The kicks have caused trouble for both teams, haven't they, every time? But that's play on, was it? Matautia that played on?
Was that a planned move, do you think, on the 6, getting out to Harrison for the inside ball, or was it just...
No. Honestly, no.
An escape route?
No, well, he's seen an opportunity. He's carried the ball as hard as he can, and fair play to him.
Taken in by Sidler, try scorer. First of the season for Toronto. Bussey again, stepping right, away from Bodine Thompson. Not for long. Claims he lost the ball there on the ground. The referee says play on. 6 tackle again here It's somehow got back to Briley. He puts it in the air, the ball wobbles around as it goes up in the air, but it's taken safely enough, in fact terrifically, by Owens, and Hall helps it on its way. There's a bit of pressure on there. They've done well to hold on to the ball in those circumstances.
They have.
Owens cutting back, Patterson tries to grab a hold. Owens doing his best to wriggle free. That's something here. Head injury, I think. It's Craig Hall. So the referee will always err on the side of caution.
Well, he has to. But he looks all right, Craig Hall, doesn't he? Yep, I'm all right.
Little test on the field to make sure everything's okay. If they had any doubts, they would have taken him off and given a 15 minutes full test, but he looks okay. So Lee, again, with hard work to do to bring it clear. Running the tackles down. A couple of tackles left in the set. They'll be kicking soon. Jordan Thompson puts the step on. Little burst of electrifying pace, but it's stopped in its tracks with that very first tackle. Out of dummy half, Mortimer kicks it. This is going to be a 40-20 if it runs dead. The bounce is not quite as kind as Lee would have hoped. It's an escape route provided here by Quentin Lolita-Gagai, who drops the ball back for Liam Kay. I'm not sure there'll be a thank you card waiting for him in the dressing room for that afterwards.
Well, good kick and good chase. And these kind of tactics that you see, try and pin your opposition down here, be patient. A lot of black jumpers taking a while to get back on side, so Lee trying to take the advantage away from the Wolfpack team by being vigorous in defence. It's the arm wrestle stage of the game at the start of the second half.
As it goes right, it's Worthington who takes it in. One of the many ex-Lathers, as they call them in these parts, lobby gobblers, as they're known. It's something they eat around here, lobby. Like a meat and potato stew, if you like. There's a kick for touch, which will give Lee possession back again, but
well, both sides.
On their own line.
I have to say both sides. What we're in 6 or 7 minutes into the second half, few hands on hips and walking to the scrum, and that's that element at the start of the season. Your body's not battle hardened, if you like, if that's the right expression, game hardened, and you have to think clearly in these situations. 30 minutes, you have to think clearly and then just understand what you're trying to do in relation to your tactics, so you can be in the right place at the right time.
It's going to be a great year watching the Wolfpack on Premier Sports this year. We followed their adventure last year in League One, but with the greatest of respect, the teams they came up against, they had so many superstars in their team, Toronto, that they ran through, brushed through so many opponents. But this year in the Championship, we're going to see some of the real traditional names of English rugby league that they'll come up against. And this is as big a start as they'll get against a Leigh team that not that long ago was playing at the highest level in Super League. There's a bounce from Vaivai. Comes again and gets the pass away. He's played well, has Vaivai. Taken in by Harrison Hansen. Mortimer. 4 to his left, including Hutchison, who spins out a long pass. Matotia was closed down quickly by the oncoming Briley. 6 tackle again here, Lee. Little dummy by Hutchison. Then he gets the pass away. Had to, because it was a 6. Reynolds with a kick over the top. It's intercepted. And Corey Patterson has it there. Off he goes. He's running hard. Can he go the distance? Corey Patterson, not the quickest, but on this occasion he showed them all a clean pair of heels. He grabbed his opportunity out of thin air and produced some magic to give Toronto the lead for the very first time.
Well, take a bow, Corey Patterson, to use somebody else's sporting parlance, but he's plucked the ball out of the air. I think it's Hutchinson that tries to chip the kick into the corner. That's been the difference between the teams. It's Reynolds. And wow, you've got to be 6'3" where Corey Patterson is to get that alone. It's a great catch, and he's off to the races. He's got everybody chasing him, and he's thinking, please, line, come quickly. And it came quickly.
What a way to celebrate your debut with a try like that. And against your former club, or one of your former clubs as well. 6 feet 5 inches tall, the Australian was a flyer. You might need a bit of a rest here. Well, Glum looks from the Lee bench, but they'll know this is not over by a long distance yet.
Plenty of time, 30 minutes, 31 minutes.
Ryan Brady. You can hear the boos in the background. I don't think you'll bother. You expected this. Forward he comes and hooks it between those uprights. 2 out of 3 for him. So 12 for Lee, 16 for the Wolfpack. Remember, it was 12-0 Lee after 9 minutes, but now they find themselves behind.
Well, this is like a ballerina who's leaping up there. Salmon, leaping salmon. That's a better expression, but you have to be that tall to, because Reynolds is trying to get the ball over into the corner, become to that arm wrestle game, and he's gone a full, what, 60, 70 metres?
Yeah. So the restart, Toronto have it back again. Slender lead by them in what has been a terrific game so far here at the Lee Sports Village. Great start to the new year. And lots of twists and turns still to come, you fancy. Bussey driving it in hard.
Well, Acker's on the field for his first chance for the Wolfpack as well.
How excited are you to see him? Signed from the London Broncos, wasn't he, last season?
He had a terrific season with them.
Emmett. Ackers, there'll be a few butterflies around, won't there? Now it comes left and into the hands of McCrone. He just carries it and offloads, and Ackers is there in support again, and there's a bit of flow to this at the moment as it's moved out to that left-hand side, and Rawsthorne. Former Leeds Academy, isn't he, Nick Rawsthorne? Arriving at Hull, latterly, there's the kick. Off the boot of McCrone, taken easily by Craig Hall. And Toronto know about how good he is. They're claiming a little high there from Emmett. The referee said no, there's allowed play on. And the Lee fans are not happy with the contact that's going on at the moment. Lee are advancing. By the way, did we see what had been unfurled 15 minutes before half-time?
No.
We were told that something was going to happen 15 minutes before half-time. I must admit that something else was going on, because I didn't see anything or hear anything, but maybe it's still to come. Lee to this left-hand side. Little dummy shown by Hutchison. Drew Hutchison, ex of St George. It's like the man he's up against on the opposite side, McCrone, also ex of St George in the off-season. High kick. Easy one for Hickson. Didn't have much pressure on him. Runs it back. Not sure if Hall lost the flight of the ball there. He seems to be putting pressure on the wrong man.
Yeah, the wrong way, and kicks have been difficult for both teams cleaning them up, but that's a great defensive line from this Lee side. Great pressure.
QLT can't get away from Acton. Does his job really well. Westerman. They pull him down. Ackers. Another ex-Wigan Academy lad back in the day, Andy Ackers, before going to Swinton and then London. Here's Bussey. Still penned inside their own half, so Lee are doing a good job here. Oh, and it's a penalty, and that's a really cheap penalty for Lee to give away.
It's a big penalty. Play 5 as well, and they've done a great job defensively at Lee, and coach killers. I mean, Toronto Wolfpack have been guilty one in the first half, and
he's kicking out.
They're both kicking out.
It's like David Beckham when he got sent off in that World Cup game all those years ago. That was a little kick like that, wasn't it?
Yes.
Different sport, different era. But Toronto get the penalty, which has taken them now midway inside the Lee half. Emmett never really had balance when that ball was played to him. So takes the tackle. Ackers. Westerman with a flick away. Bussey jumps into it, but onto him jumps Harrison Hansen. Quickly by Ackers. Ackers with a dummy, sharp as a tack, almost gets through, held up 10 away. There's still a couple of tackles to go in the set here for Toronto. Lee under pressure, Westerman goes left, here comes QLT, big pass over the top, and Liam Kay rarely gives up the opportunity to score in that kind of position. Wow. And the referee has given the try. That is a wonderful finish by Liam Kay, his second of the day, and it extends that Toronto lead.
Well, take about QLT again. He's come up with some decisive plays in this game, and his last pass there to miss out Nick Rawthorne to give Kay the opportunity to finish. They've laid the platform. Westerman out to Macron out to QLT, and he picks the pass, and that's a great finish.
Well, we don't have the benefit of the video replay on the big screen. I think the referee might have gone for that, but let's let our own judgment here. Close, but a try.
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah. I think you'll find when you're slow and slow and slow and slow, no video replay, just a score.
Finger to the lips, asking the Lee fans to be quiet and respectful. I don't think he's going to get his wishes observed.
I'm sure he'll get the required response either by slip to his fingers.
So the kick on the touchline from Ryan Briley. Two tries in the second half, Corey Patterson and Liam Kay. Ryan Briley's kick one, looking for a second. This has been a second half that has been very much made in Lee, but produced for Toronto. Riley to give his side a 10-point lead. Tough kick from the touchline. Curls it towards the uprights. Flags are up. It's a very good kick from Ryan Briley. 3 out of 4. The Maple Leaf unfurled again. It's 12 points to 22 with 50-odd minutes played.
He gave himself a lot to do there. Dawson tucked in on his centre defensively, but Kay clinically finishes in the corner. Great pass from QLT.
So that's 22 unanswered points now for the Wolfpack. Switching on late and thinking, oh, it's a good game. It has been a terrific game. Lee ran out with an electrifying start with the 2 tries in the opening 9 minutes, and you thought this could be one-sided in Lee's favour because they looked really good in those opening stages. But Toronto settling the ship, and they are the only team that have scored since then with those 4 tries. The man in the way again in the ruck. You've got to get out of the way. And it's another penalty.
Hutchinson caught in the way there. He's got to get out of it. He's got to roll out of the way, just for our viewers. He's got to roll away from the ruck to give a clear ruck, and he didn't. Great play from Dixon down the short side. Found the right to win the ball quickly. Did just that.
Well, Lee will point you in the direction of a couple of years ago when they started the season with a defeat against Batley that no one was expecting. But of course that year they got promoted. So if this does end in defeat here today, and there's no certainty of that because we've still got a long time to go, but if it does end in defeat, Lee will say, well, there's a long, long season to go, and there will be a response. Ackers. Emmett. Nice footwork to take him away from the advancing Acton. Put forward sidestep. There's Macron. Ackers waits at dummy half again, and Westerman is here with a pass back to Briley, who's got a bit of pace.
Wow!
And Ryan Briley flashes through the gap and scores a try that will light up Toronto's skies, but goes down like a lead balloon in Lee. Ryan Briley back to his best, and Toronto are in cruise mode at the moment.
Well, that was great footy, great lead-up work, good pushing around the ruck. Bussey finds his front, and Westerman takes off at the line, and Briley just puts from the afterburners, boom, straight. He knows he sees the corner, he's going to get there. Not in the speed of Craig Hall can get there. Westerman with a short ball, and off he goes, pins his lugs back, beats Hutchinson, scores in the corner.
That's the kind of try-scoring form that those who've watched him for the last few years have come to expect. That burst, that pace. And I think the nation at large kind of got first sighting of that when he was playing for Lee, when they were playing against Warrington in a Challenge Cup tie about 3 years ago, when he burned several of the Warrington players. And here he is, still producing. 26 points to 12. Kick to come. Lee needs something quick here, Brian.
Well, they do. If it kicks this 28-12, they've got to get themselves to the right part of the field. They've been gilding, giving away a few penalties, which has enabled the Wolfpack to get the right parts of the field, and you don't give the dog a bone, do you? And they are.
It's not an over-enthusiastic Lee crowd at the moment. They'll be very frustrated with what they're watching. Coaching staff will be wondering, how do they fix this here? He's happy to take all the time in the world.
Well, just for our viewers again, the referee knocks the clock off after a minute.
Yeah. Oh, the clock keeps going. Just to remind you that the clock you see is kind of a rough guide to where we're at. It's not the accurate timing of the game. So Bradley from 22 yards, maybe 21, but right on the touchline. Takes all the time in the world, kicks towards the sticks, but beyond. He's missed that one. So 12 points to 26. The significance of that scoreline is that Lee have to score 3 times to get themselves into the lead from here.
And 2 of those scores have to be converted tries, of course, but that's what you love to see Ryan Briley do. Look for half a hole and push his hips through and just keep going. Great celebration. I'm sure nobody will mention that to him afterwards either.
I don't think there's a day of dancing on ice coming up for Ryan Briley with that finish, but the rest of it was pretty eye-catching. And here's a man who I've been impressed with today, Quinton Oller, to guide that. He's looked as though he's rolled back the years.
Yeah. Had a pretty good season last year as well there.
But against this level of opposition, which he didn't have every week last year, it's McCrone, 10 short of the halfway line, 14 points the lead. Patterson back to the middle and Bussey.
I think the Wolfpack's bench has been pretty decisive in this clash.
Now they go left and advance inside the Lee half. Lee desperately want to get their hands back on the ball. There's the kick from Briley that finds touch. He's put on his backside.
Smart set, smart football set. Get the ball out in touch. Make Lee regather, and everybody gathers. Solids restart, or set play restart. And the fans now are line this Lee team up. Come on, let's get out the other end of the field. But it's a great exit set from the Wolfpack. But as I was mentioning before, I think Ackers has made a difference. I thought Bussey has made a huge difference. Buchanan came off the bench as well.
This Lee side will bounce back from this, no doubts about it. They might bounce back in what's left of the game. 20 minutes still to go. That's an ocean of time to be played.
Yeah, plenty of time for 3 scores.
There's one try to their name here, and it'll suddenly feel like a different game. That's what the Lee mantra will be at the moment. Come on, we can turn this around. Here's Jordan Thompson. Daniel Mortimer, one time an Aussie schoolboy, will suddenly take off, and this is terrific. Inside the Toronto half, where's the support? Here it comes now from Drew Hutchison. The Aussies in harness have put Lee in touching distance again here. Mortimer to the left-hand side. Hall with a step back. Can't get the pass away. Is put down. Less than 10 out, 1 tackle to go. Mortimer comes left again. Kyle Lovett, and on tackle 6. That's a disappointing end to the set from Lee.
They must have lost the count. They made the break. I think it was Westerman that flew out the Wolfpack line, and he just pushed on his inside, and Mortimer was free. Great break from him. Hutchison into support. Then they needed a little bit of shape just to finish the play off, and clearly didn't know that this was a 6, surely. It was a fabulous opportunity, wasn't it, for Lee?
Can't love it, the man who was caught in possession right at the end there. He's another of relatively new boys. Debut today. As we said, 10 of the League players on debut today, including that fella,
They'll take a time to get together, and that element of intimacy that you need.
I think the referee's just been straightened up there. I think he was given a scrum down and then realised it was the 6th tackle, so it's a straight handover. Sure, the 2 packs were coming together for a scrum. I think they were coming together for a bit of a joust, weren't they?
I think it's really important here that the Wolfpack don't think that this job is done.
There
goes Ackers.
That's
what he's good at.
And he wants to get up and get on with it. He wasn't tackled completely first time around. He is now. Bodine Thompson.
Some breaks coming out of dummy half at the moment, both sides of the fence.
And you put that down to what? Not just the sharpness of dummy half, but a little bit of fatigue in the early bodies. Bussey. Ackers up there again. London were disappointed to lose him. They had big hopes of building on what they did last year, London Broncos. They might still do. 5 gone, here comes the 6th. Briley again with a kick, just a bit of game management, hoping it was going out of play, but Hall gets the bounce, and maybe not the best result for Lee, because they've got to start from there, and they've only got 5 tackles now, but this is good from Hall. He's got some good yards there after contact, and he's got a penalty as well, so that is a great result for Lee.
Good result from Craig Hall. Expecting the sideline, everybody. Hall says, no, I'll make some mileage of this. I'll push my nose through 2 defenders. I'll fight on the floor.
So that's the reason why. A little bit of holding down. And here's what it's got them. A restart inside the Toronto half. Hood. It's Reynolds. Lee looking to smash their way down the middle again here if they can. Desperately needing a try, Jordan Thompson. Now it comes back to Kyle Lovett, ex-West's Tigers in the off-season. They did have a game, New South Wales City of Origin, which is just one step down from the actual state of origin, isn't it, technically? So he's a decent player with a decent pedigree. Hood again. Now it's with Hutchison, and along the line they try to throw it. Hall has to step back inside though, with defenders coming at him quickly. And Lee are running out of tackles again here. They've just got the 1 play left. They'll be hoping for a better finish this time around. They go right with Hood. A little kick from Reynolds. It's anybody's ball as it steeples on the ground. It's thrown back on the inside. The referee has said enough's enough, fellas. Yep. We've already seen a knock on.
Turnover, is it?
Hand over. There's a Lee player down here as well. He's okay.
Reynolds, and he's all right.
Okay.
I think he's disappointed with the end result. They're trying to prize open a little bit of a kick, and I think the play was called after that anyway.
Top point scorer for Lee last year, Ben Reynolds, 158 points. Dawson Jones was the top try scorer last year with 15. Toronto settling this ship. 16 minutes plus stoppage time. They have to keep underlining. There are 3 scores in it at the moment in Toronto's favour. Lee can't waste too many opportunities down the other end of the field. They'll want to get their motor rolling as quickly as they possibly can. They're not enjoying this though. Ackers with real verve and excitement out of dummy half, and Bussy taking the shoulders in the ribs. QLT, no look pass from him, but straight into the hands of Worthington, who in turn hands it on to Hickson. The ball goes to ground. The referee has a look, says it went backwards, so off go Toronto again. Patterson, who's already done an 80-yard run today to score a try, passes out to that left-hand side, and Rawstorm, who's held up 20 away. This is the last. Kay with a little chip and chase by him, trying to create a hat-trick scoring opportunity, but smart work by Craig Hall.
Had to be. Smart kick from Kay, couldn't get free of the marker though, and want to have Lee where they want them in that corner.
Dawson Jones, 15 out from his own line. Lee with Jordan Thompson. Good effort by him. He's a real tough, honest player down the middle with a bit of pace as well. Jordan Thompson, that ball sprung free. The referee says it got a Toronto touch, so it's another set of 6 as Nathan Mason advances just short of the 40. Acton. He's down. It's officially tackle 1. Hutchison drawing his men. Trying to... Oh, he's done really well there, Drew Hutchison. Skipping away, but then slips over. Makes it an easy tackle for Corey Patterson to drop on him, all 6'5". He drops from the sky. Now it's Reynolds. Reynolds with a dummy. Slide of hand, slide of foot, but Toronto buying neither, making the defending good, but Lee marching on again here. Liam Hood out of dummy half. They're causing problems, these whippy dummy half players, the half-backs. It's back towards Hutchison. Hutchison along the line to Hall. If he can shove his man away, there was an opportunity. He has. Matortia has to come back from an offside position and then knocks on as he tries to take it.
Well, they've let the Wolf back off the hook there. It's great scramble defence. As you say, Dave, quite rightly point out, the little blokes jinking in and out of the line, injecting some pace and power, getting defenders on the back foot, which creates the opportunity in the fringe, and great defensive play because Craig Hall tries to overexpand here. So this Roberts out to Hutchinson, who finds Hall, nearly gets clear of his defender. Briley grabbing onto his arm, who does well and tries to flick pass, and a knock on from Matatia.
Need to stand there, but 5,452 people here today.
Great.
It's a good crowd for the championship, and especially when you consider that they're all locals.
Oh, well done, Lee.
Great crowd, great support here, Lee. I feel they deserve a place in Super League. They've got to earn it, of course, but they brought a bit of verve and colour to the Super League competition last year, and they're bringing a bit to the championship this, as are Toronto. I was tweeting about this a little earlier. You've got the traditional and ambitious club against the new and ambitious club, and they've both got people talking, haven't they, in their own way, and that's what rugby league needs.
Definitely. Stories, colour.
We're just having a word here with Peter Matotia, Samoan international. If you watch the World Cup, you might remember his involvement with Samoa. Ex-Newcastle Knights, a new signing for this year, and from what we've seen, looks like he's going to be a good signing. So Ryan Briley, I would guess that one of Paul Rowley's instructions, or one of his hopes, would have been that the crowd would have been silenced, that the crowd would have been taken out of the event today, and that's what's happened at the moment. There's not much noise coming from the terraces or the stands, because the Leeds supporters are watching their side being fairly comfortably beaten at the moment. There's possibly a route back in, but it's not over apparent at this stage.
Some quite achievers in this Toronto team. Dixon, one of them. Sidlow, didn't mention him when he came off the bench in the first hour. I thought it changed the dynamics of the team.
He scored the try, didn't he? That changed the dynamics of the scoreboard as well. Oh, that's gone backwards, the referee says. There's a little bit of luck for Toronto. There's some loose handling. QLT goes left. It's slid through by McCrone, and the ball goes out of play. So Lee get ahead and feed, 10 metres inside their own line, and now the crowd are finding a bit of noise.
Well, it's for Lee to juice this game up. Toronto want to juice the game down. 10 to 15 minutes to go, would you say? 12?
Yep. 12 minutes plus stoppage time. Not looking happiest, are they? Kieran Cunningham to the right hand side, and Leo Jukes, the head coach, in the middle. Paul Rowley, who once wore the League colours, looking fairly relaxed at the moment. An intense relaxation to his body language.
I don't think coach is relaxed at all.
No.
The final whistle's gone.
Here come Lee, looking to create something that would give them hope, give them a way back into the game. Craig Hall, we know how good he is, and he's taken his side to within 35 metres. Jack Owens at dummy half. Matorti, who's got a bit of class about him, with a pass to Acton, who's galloping on here now. Jamie Acton, they're having to climb all over him to pull him down, and Lee have put themselves in a great position. 10 metres away, Hood spins it towards Thompson. Thompson with a little show, and then off he goes. But they've got him, ankles, knees and shoulders, all attended by 3 defenders. It's back with Hutchison. Lovett down, on his knees, up he gets. Hood back towards the middle again. Hutchison along the line to Reynolds. Reynolds step back here from Bodine Thompson. Can't beat the defence. They've running out of tackles. 5 gone. This is the last. They'll want something here now quickly. Reynolds going for that corner, putting his man there, but the Toronto defence holds tight, and they will get the ball back close to their own line.
Good D from Toronto. They've persevered with that short side on the last tackle, haven't they? Hasn't quite come off for Lee. May do in the future, but handled it that time, the Wolfpack, and have to brook the ball off their own line now.
Bussey smashing it in. Lee's defenders will be looking to lift it here, to keep their opponents as close to their own try line as possible. Maybe try to force a mistake here. Westerman out. Or rather not Westerman, it's Sidlow who comes out of dummy half.
He's going to be the biggest dummy half. He's hurt himself there.
Yeah. It's the knee.
I was about to say he's going to be the biggest dummy half runner you've ever seen.
Although Sidlow very slowly gets to his feet. The physio's on here. A little bit of a concern for Paul Rowley because Toronto have had their injury worries coming into this game.
I reckon it's Campbell 5 in sick bay.
He's sitting just behind Kieran Cunningham, isn't he? Paul Rowley. So two great hookers there, one behind the other. Paul Rowley's not got a statue of him outside Lamport Stadium, Toronto, though, yet. Kieran Cunningham does have a statue of himself outside St Helens Langtree Park. Here's QLT, cuts through, inside Briley in support. Kay on that left-hand side, QLT goes in search of his winger, and in the end he's lost the ball as he tries to create something for himself. But a break that has put Toronto deep inside the Lee half. But it's Lee who get head and feet here.
Well, it's a great break, and he runs himself out of options. He wants Kay to come inside, and he just runs himself out of options and just can't quite do the ball. But what a break!
Good cover from Matty Jones.
What a break! Yeah, great cover.
Dawson Jones.
He's had a good game, hasn't he? QLT.
Yeah. QLT brought down by MDJ. Lee's head and feed. 10 metres from their own line. Just about 10 minutes left to play, a little bit more than that. 3 tries needed from Lee, and they might be starting here with Hall. But he has to come to the middle with a pass. Oh, it's a mistake. Kyle Lovett knocks on. And I think something was said there that has just rattled Lee's cages. They respond.
Well, it's not going right for Lee today, isn't it? There were a few errors and penalties at the wrong time, and then push and shove, and a bit of lack of skill there. You know, Craig Hall's looking for a player on his inside, throws it to the ground, and
love it.
Love it, yeah.
No, love it. He's not loving it on that occasion, is he? Referee stop the clock. He's giving what here? Scrum down, head and feet. He's given a penalty, yeah, of course he is.
Pushing a shove.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to take 2 here. Just take a minute and a half out of the game.
What are they going to do? They're going to run it. They're going to run it. They're going to run it. Here comes Buchanan. Maybe the feeling is amongst those Toronto players that another try makes absolute certain of victory here. What a way to start the season it would be for Toronto to go to Lee. Some would say most fancied challengers for promotion this year, and win in the manner of which they've won so far. And it's an effort. Corey Patterson close to the line this time, just held up short. Here it is with McCrone. McCrone in there. Briley's after it. Briley's taken off the ball, and the tackle in the in-goal area, and it will be a dropout underneath the sticks.
Smart play, foreplay. Great kick from McCrone. Great chase from Briley. Was he taken out? Let's have a look. He was tackled without the ball from Matauti.
Well, Lee will settle for what they've got here because they should get Toronto will settle for what they've got here. They should get the ball back, all things being equal. Unless Craig Hall can produce a magical drop kick that hits the sidelines, he can't, so Toronto do have it back, and first man in there is Jack Buchanan.
Well, they needed the ball back there. I'd been to a short kick or a trick kick or something.
Ackers. Here's Emmett. Toronto just winding it up here and winding the clock down at the same time. Now it comes out to Sidlow. Sidlow's try giving them a fresh spring back in the 23rd minute, and the bounce has continued ever since. Ackers left. Here comes QLT sliding through for the second time. He's over the line, but for the second time he's denied a try. Held up first time, and this time it's from an obstruction that he scored, so the referee gives a penalty to Lee.
Let's have a look. We've gone up the line. Yep, Corey Patterson and Judy to got in touch with the defender, impeded the defender, sorry.
Had Patterson not been there, I think that try would have been given, because he has clearly put it down, but they are denied. There's not too much angst about it at the moment, because that scoreline remains in comfortably Toronto's favour. But if Lee get one back here, suddenly, Matortia has flicked a very clever pass away to his winger. Unfortunately for him, his winger had come on the inside.
Well, Jack Owens had gone. He wasn't there. Matortia's done the skip and the dance and the flick. Pretty much to the linesman. There's the flick. Nobody there. Linesman was the closest was going to get that one. So just dampening down isn't a little bit at the end of this game for Lee. They're not quite get the fluidity and their rhythm and trying things which they have to do. It's hard to be critical there, but
it's a real frustration for them today, isn't there? Yeah. Lee. Time ticking down here. Still a possibility. There is still just about enough time for a miraculous finish. Seen a few of those in the last few years. That Tongan semi-final against England when they nearly took it home, Tonga. 3 late tries. The £1 million game a couple of years ago, Salford and Hull Kingston Rovers, when Salford were relegated with about 90 seconds to go, and suddenly found themselves winning the game with 3 late scores. It'll take something similar here to get Lee out of trouble. At the moment, Toronto are in complete control. Briley puts it in. Here's Worthington. Solid year last year with Toronto. Either of the ex-Lakers. Solidly in by Buchanan. Nothing fancy required from Toronto here. They get a penalty, and that'll help. Well, they've given a lot of penalties away today, Lee, haven't they?
They have. It'd be something that concern their coaches. At pivotal moments as well, certainly in the first half, they get 2 or 3 on the bounce, but you can't really argue with the referee. They are penalties.
So, a penalty for Toronto. The ball is out of play just inside the Lee half, so it'll be a tap restart from them. Here's Siddle. 10 metres inside Lee's territory. Toronto in possession. 26-12 the lead, looking to finish with a flourish. Macron. Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. Referee's given another penalty here. They go for 2 here, surely.
No, I think they'll play on. They've done that all the game. Coach Rowley says have a crack at their line. I can see that now. He's going for goal. But a liar of me. Until I get him in the shed.
Punch him in the ribs like you did with me right at the start of the game. Well, I was leaning one way and you were punching the other way, and it was a lot more solid punch than I think you were expected to give me. I think that's what happened. Anyway, I've fully recovered now, don't worry.
I'm not worried.
Never expected you to.
Today's Man of the Match are sponsored by our main match sponsors, like Construction Services,
with the conversion attempt here. Paddy Vaivai, by the way, has been given the local Man of the Match award. I wonder if we can announce who our Man of the Match is from a neutral's point of view. Brian Noble, who we picked out for Man of the Match.
Well, I think there's been some good displays from the bench. I thought it was really impacting bench from the Wolfpack today. Bezic, solid as ever. But I think with breaks and a couple of tries and a couple of pivotal passes at the right time, I think QLT, Quintalala Togai, deserves a Man of the Match award.
So well done to QLT, Man of the Match. This opening Betfred Championship game. And there's a kick which has found its target. So 12 points for Lee. It's now 28 for Toronto. A 16-point lead. Remember the story of the game. 12-0 up after 9 minutes, Lee. It looked like it was going to be their day to party here. But when the scoring stopped, it suddenly started reversing. Adam Sidlow with a try back for Toronto, and since then Toronto have scored 28 points in total without reply. And we're into the final few minutes here. Briley to Kay, who's come in from his wing. He's scored a couple today.
He's been good again.
Slow to his feet, I won't mind that. It's the seconds ticking down. It's Bussy again who pushes it forward. We'll be hearing the views from both camps, I'm sure, at the end of the game. And that ball has gone to ground, having been stolen, so it's another penalty. Interesting to see what the penalty count was today.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against any of the penalties. Both ways, is what I'm saying. The referee's been okay.
So the tap restart for the Wolfpack. 5 metres inside their opponent's half. We're off to Barrow next week, next Sunday. That's going to be a real adventure as well, up to the southern tip of Cumbria. Barrow, of course, promoted as well as the Wolfpack last year, so there'll be a few old rivalries being drawn again in that game, and they'll be waiting in anticipation, the Barrovians, for Toronto to come to town.
Is that actually what they call the Barrovians?
Well, they are now. Bussy, 20 metres away, picks it up and goes right, taken on by Buchanan. Now it's with Bezic. Back to QLT, man of the match winner with a great pass, making it a simple finish for Adam Higson.
Forward.
And it's not given. The referee says it was a forward pass. I was just writing that in my notes then, Brian. Oh, well spotted.
That's why I said forward.
Well, he'd have loved that, Adam Higson, wouldn't he? It's a good pass, but for the fact that it was forward. Yeah, I think it was forward as well, wasn't it?
Yep.
The two Leeds supporters heading for the exits, but for the most part they've stayed here to watch this through to the bitter end. Great supporters of their side, the Leeds supporters. And given the disappointment of relegation last year, the fact that they're here in such numbers today shows you generally the optimism around this club. They'll wear this defeat heavily, but they'll be in still for a very big season, Lee. That's a great offload by Matortia. He's one reason for optimism amongst the Leeds supporters today.
Yeah, he's shown enough to recognise that he's a good player. Thompson's showed touches, Bodine Thompson.
Really on the touchline looking a happy man. Good place for him to come and get a win, given his history with his club as well. It's a matter of seeing out time now as we move into stoppage time at the end of the game. It's another interception, and Liam Kay is going to get a hat-trick here. Liam Kay underneath the sticks. 3 eye-catching tries in an eye-catching opening game for the Toronto Wolfpack. They have landed in the championship, and they have sent a huge message to the rest of this division. We want Super League, and we're well equipped to achieve that. An opening day victory against Lee, a hat-trick for Liam Kay. It has been pretty much perfect for the Toronto Wolfpack.
Yeah, been a solid performance right from the 10th minute, you have to say. Alarm bells going off after 9 minutes with the left start that Lee got, and then they ground their way back into the game. They got themselves a platform, and they've shown why they're going to be a force in this division as well.
Well, there's a kick to come here right at the end. Ryan Briley will relish this. I think in his nicest dreams in the week building up to the game, he would have loved the idea of taking conversion right at the end with his side already guaranteed a comfortable victory. But Liam Kay hat-trick, great score.
They've done it quietly, hasn't he? 2 great finishes and a great pick, if you like. He picked the pocket of Reynolds, who's trying to find some space, trying to find some opportunities for this League team, but Wolfpack too good.
So Ryan Briley looking to put a tin hat on things. On a day like today, a nice fluffy bubble hat on things with a final conversion. He'll take all the time in the world. He'll enjoy this moment. And over the kick goes. 34 points to 12. 34 unanswered points from Toronto. There's a lot of soul searching for Lee to do at the end of that, having been 12-0 up at one stage, to then concede 34 points. to have conceded so many penalties, but we know for sure that Lee will be back as the season goes on. They are going to be up there amongst the challengers for promotion as well. These are two pedigree sides, but on the day, it is Toronto who win this particular game. Lee 12, Toronto 34 is the way it's finished, and I think we can go down to the touchline right now. Matt Shaw is talking to the, I'm sure, jubilant Toronto coach Paul Rowley.
Paul, could you have possibly asked for a better performance given all the circumstances of your pre-season?
Absolutely. I think, you know, I'm not sure if we were confident or not coming here. I knew we were coming to a side well prepared, had a really good pre-season, and physically ahead of us really. So to come here and perform like that, it really is credit to the staff, Simon Finnegan, Kurt Haggerty, all my medical staff, but most of all the players who through all the adversity, all the challenges that we faced, have really come together, stood up, and they've come here today and they've put in a performance. Really, it was I'm glad that it was a game played in good spirit, and I thought both sides, you know, entertained the crowd today. And but yeah, it's fantastic start to the season, but it is only the start. It's a long way to go. But you know, be lying if we weren't overjoyed with the fantastic performance. Really,
was the second half as near to perfect as you could have possibly hoped for?
Well, we was on 100% completion for pretty much most of the second half, so yeah, it wasn't far off perfect. You know, we felt that they'd set a challenge out. They'd put the strongest pack to start the game, and I knew they were going to come up the middle and really challenge us there because we were a bit low on probably fitness where we should have been at. But I think we turned that on its head, and through completions and smart play and directed well by Ryan Braley and you know, the rest of the pivots on the field, I thought they were fantastic.
Congratulations, Paul. Enjoy the victory.
Yeah, cheers, thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done to Lee. First, well done to Toronto, but I should say 34 points to 12 winners. We're off to Barrow next week. Make sure you join us. That 3 o'clock kickoff will be on air just before that. Barrow against the Toronto Wolfpack. That is going to be a terrific, terrific game between the two teams that were promoted from last year. So the championship, the Betfred Championship, is up and running. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same channel.
What an equaliser! Scores! No way! Oh my! No way! Corner for 3, that's his spot! Between the hash marks, it's right there! Oh, what a goal!
Ah, well done. Fantastic from both players.
And here we go then. Here we go then.
Hey, 1 pack of razors, please. Comes to 1965. What? That's a lot. Yeah, I don't... Comes with a free gift. Oh, free gift? That's cool.
Tired of getting beat up by high razor prices? Incredible shaving products for just a few bucks at dollarshaveclub.com. Oh, free gift.
Discover the locomotives, inventors and engineering feats that made Britain great. The British Steam Railways book collection. Out now for just £1.99.
Martin is feeling a little flat. His credit score only gives a one-dimensional view of his financial position. He can't see what lenders see. Check My File is different. It's the only report that uses data from 4 credit agencies, not just one. It's the most comprehensive in the UK, giving you a more realistic view of your situation. Try it free for 30 days and see the bigger picture. Visit checkmyfile.com.
Tell me, it is your house, isn't it? You've been living there for 7 years. For the last time. Does your door lock conform to British standards BS 3621?
I don't know.
Nobody knows!
Some home insurance questions can feel impossible to answer, so we don't ask them. Get a quote, not a quiz, at Aviva.
Naturally brewed for over 300 years. Food loves Kikkoman.
At Expedia, you can book your flight, hotel, car hire and activities all in one place. Expedia, Atoll Protected.
If you're finding it hard to get a loan, then help is at hand. With a guarantor by your side, you can borrow up to £10,000 over a period of up to 5 years with Amigo Loans. Your guarantor can be anyone aged over 18 with a good credit history. They're there to make the repayments if you don't. We aim to pay out within 24 hours and we'll make sure your payments are affordable. Join the thousands of people who've already chosen Amigo Loans. Representative 49.9% APR variable. Visit amigoloans.co.uk today.
I won the big one.
We've won £10,000.
£25,000.
£69,512.
Get in!
The first time I've ever done the health lottery.
A fairy story.
I won £10,000.
Never won anything like that.
The Health Lottery has given out over £129 million in prizes since it launched. For £1, could you be one of our next winners? Don't miss out. Play now for just £1. That's half the price of Lotto.
Magic is real, it's contained within an app. Put your feet up and watch Peking Duck appear with just a tap.
Download the Just Eat app or order online now.
Welcome, everybody. What a lovely day. Full of wonderful memories. So nice to see people happy. No one absolutely furious.
Not now, Terry.
Nope, sorry, Susan. This man is a liar. He said purple bricks were just online. Well, they're not! Gareth! They are proper estate agents, real people, but with no commission!
Save yourself from commisery at purplebricks.co.uk.
You could feel like this if you'd just got £100 for switching your current account to us and happened to be an astronaut.
Darren, at the end of the day, it is all about money.
Of course it is. It's a business. 100% own it.
When's the last bloke went somewhere for less than what they were getting where they were playing?
I did.
Okay. How are you, mate? Where are you off? Yeah.
Do you know anything about the North Queensland Cowboys?
The what?
North Queensland Cowboys.
The North Koreans?
Yeah.
I know about the
North Korean Cowboys. Yeah, Kim Jong-un first one.
Gal, as a captain, have you ever done anything that you've been publicly disciplined for or dropped for?
He punched me on Mad Monday in the face.
That's right.
Yeah,
so how did you go then and handle it afterwards and gain the respect back of your team?
Everyone high-fived me for it.
I see you've been working out.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
You said don't skip leg day. I've been just squatting.
You haven't been skipping leg day. I see that, dude. The ball's going to fall out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can't hit strike me. That's striking.
You can't condone it, but do you want someone slapping you? Would you be happy if someone slapped you?
22 centimeter high.
Yeah, I know. That's good, brother. Oh, sorry. Is that the longest ice cream you've ever had?
Yeah.
Oh, you've had longer? Have you had longer than that?
No, it's our first time.
Yeah.
No, we are sharing actually.
That's how Now, do you think... Louder. There it is.
My name is Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un?
Kim Jong-un.
Oh, okay. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You watch the footy show? So you broke your ankle, you've broken your...
Bruce, give it a kiss.
Oh, broken your elbow.
Oh, we can't show you my scar because you'd be having to kiss something else.
We'll be better this week, maybe.
Ish.
Yeah.
Ish. No, you've practiced, actually.
I've
I walked in
practiced,
on
right.
you practicing earlier. That sounded bad.
Practicing what? Wow.
Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
Ruta.
Ruta.
Yes.
Ruta, her name is. And what's your name?
My name is the same Ruta. Yeah.
Both your names are Ruta.
Yes, yes. Two Ruta. Yes.
It's all right.
This Friday night, it's Tarasenko St. Louis at Winnipeg. Saturday night sees Los Angeles clash with Tampa Bay.
It can't be any more perfect than that.
And Sunday at 8 p.m. is Detroit against Washington. Live NHL, this week on Free Sports. Live ATP 250 tennis, all this week on Free Sports, with some of the sport's top seeds playing in the Open Suit de France.
That is extraordinary. What improvisation.
And there it is. For what a fairy tale this has been.
Watch it live and free all week on Free Sports.
Welcome to Goal. In this edition, we've got the ball hitting the back of the net in Scotland and the Eredivisie in Holland. There's news from everywhere, results from England and all across Europe. And we continue our annual countdown of the world's top 30 players.